broadcast for shooters, hunters, and gun enthusiasts. This is the Firearms Radio Network.
Welcome to episode 130 of Gun Guy Radio. This is a podcast that shines a positive light on the firearms lifestyle. I'm your host, Jake Challand, and this is your weekly dose of positive firearms talk without the politics. Well, just a few announcements before we get going. You may have noticed I switched back to my good microphone. Yes, I went and edited last week's show, and I was horrified at the sound quality. And I have a few issues actually this week with this week's interview as well, so I apologize for that. But right now, you know, if I'm not misspeaking or saying something stupid, I should sound fairly well on my old, reliable, trusty Heil PR40 microphone. And, you know, part of the reason that I decided to keep it, not sell it, is that we launched our Patreon campaigns, and you guys are blowing me away. You're pledging your support, and it helps me justify to keep some of this high-quality equipment around, especially because, you know, we still have big plans for the future here for Gun Guy Radio and the Firearms Radio Network, so it'll really help, you know, as we create more content down the road as you guys pledge your support via the Patreon programs. Just real quick, you can go to gunguyradio.com/pledge or patreon.com/gun if you'd like to pledge your support to these pro-gun podcasts. And I'll talk a little more about Patreon later in the program. But, you know, this week we're talking to Dom Raso from the, you know, NRA, and a little bit of a shorter episode. You know, Dom had limited time for the interview, and you know, like I said a few episodes back, I'm, you know, restructuring Gun Guy Radio where we might be doing some mini episodes like this where, you know, if I have a crazy week, that it's the only way I'm going to get out a program. So luckily, Dom and I, your schedules to line up for about 15 minutes, and you have a program. So it's awesome. A lot of fun talking to Dom, a lot of fun hearing what the NRA is doing. And before we get into the main topic, remember you can contribute to the show not only through Patreon, but also by shopping Amazon, just by clicking our Amazon affiliate banners before your next shopping trip. Doesn't cost you anything extra, and it helps pay for, you know, some of the servers, some of the stuff around here. So thank you for everyone that's been doing that. Really appreciate it. Welcome back to the Gun Guy Radio main topic, and I'd like to welcome Dom Raso, Navy SEAL, NRA News commentator, host of Media Lab, and founder of Dynamis Alliance. Hey, Dom.
Hey, how's it going? Good to be on.
Pleasure having you on the program, and really appreciate you taking these few minutes to you know, speak with the listeners, and, you know, we'll get right into it. So how did you get into firearms growing up? Did you grow up in a quote-unquote, you know, gun or hunting household?
Well, you know, my father was probably one out of four brothers that actually didn't go in the military. All of his other brothers did, but, you know, he grew up hunting. You know, he taught me at a very young age about respect for firearms and to appreciate, you know, the good things that they can do. So from 4 or 5 years old, I was learning how to, you know, shoot BB guns, pellet guns, and then I worked my way up to, you know, 22, and then a shotgun, and then I was, you know, off and running. By the time I was 8 years old, I was out in the woods hunting by myself. So, you know, I had a deep appreciation for firearms at a very young age, and mainly I can thank my father for that. So,
Dom, did you enter into the military like right after high school? How did that timeline work for you?
Yep, it was. It was pretty much directly after high school. That's the first thing I did, was go right into the military, and as soon as I was able to, I went to the MEP station up in Boston. I said, what's the fastest route to get to Buds? And they laughed at me, and they said, you know, you got to go do something else first because a lot of people don't make it. And they tried to lay out a bunch of schools in front of me. And And I think I had an option of like 7 different schools that they gave me, and I said, well, I don't really care what they are. What's the shortest one? And they ended up putting a parachute rigger school in front of me, and it was like 4 weeks in Pensacola. I said, I'll take it, and I went down 4 weeks later. I was showing up to buds.
So are you still active duty? Did you get out? What's the story?
No, I got out almost a year ago now, so still pretty fresh out, figuring all the civilian rhythm out, but it's still, good. I talk to a lot of the guys that were active still and keep in touch with a lot of those guys, so it's good. But, I mean, man, what a difference night and day between being in and being out. But it's really interesting to see how I can utilize a lot of my skills when I was active to applying them to the civilian world.
Absolutely, and you're demonstrating that, every week with the things you're doing as an NRA commentator and with the NRA FreeStyle and the program Media Lab. So how did you get hooked up with the NRA?
Well, right about the time when I was getting out, obviously Newtown had happened, and obviously that sparked a bunch of political stuff on attacking the Second Amendment.
Sure.
And, even myself, I saw how people easily got confused about why and why not to go after the Second Amendment, and I found that like the perfect opportunity to step in and say, look, what can I do to help you guys? Because I see a different perspective here about the Second Amendment, how it applies, and what people need to be thinking about. What can I do? And it was kind of funny because I was sitting down with a couple of the people that I know, and they're like, well, we might have this positioning opening up. We have this commentator position. I'm like, oh, what's that? They're like, well, you have to be in front of the camera. I was like, well, I don't know about that. I was like, I just want to help in any way I can. But obviously living in, 12 years in the military, living in the shadows with no social media and contact to any bit of the world at all, it was kind of a little bit of a culture shock. So I said, hey, I guess if that's what's going to help, I'll give it a shot. And I jumped in front of the camera, and the rest, I guess, is history at this point. I'm still doing it to this day and trying to evolve my skill set and, educate people, get the word out there, get my perspective out there from a different lens. And it's all evolved since then. Opportunities have opened up. Obviously, Media Lab's been very fun to do, and helping out wherever I can.
Well, and I love the direction the NRA is going with this new media format, this online-only type of high-quality, on-demand format. It's awesome. I love seeing that. I wish we saw it more in the outdoor and Second Amendment, pro-gun realm. But, if someone was to ask you Dom, what's this Media Lab? How would you describe it?
Well, Media Lab is probably one of the funnest platforms that's out there, especially with me evolving. But I would describe Media Lab as a platform that can deconstruct or construct a movie scene with not only validity and experience, but just in a fun way. Who's doing that? Who's calling movies out for doing something right, doing something wrong, and really holding them to it, holding them accountable for it. So we found a fun way to kind of do that. But not only that, we're adding a little bit of the education piece. Like if there's something with tactics or something with firearms, we can add that in there. We've easily done it with combatives, firearms, tips that people can take away. So now they're watching an entertaining platform that calls out movies, holds them people accountable, and they're taking away some cool tips from it. So for me, watching it, even as a viewer, I'm like, man, this is fun. This is fun to do, and it's done really well. Great production value, and they're even getting better with the graphics.
Yeah, I just love watching the program. Very entertaining. And then there's this other one you're involved in. It's called I Am Forever. And here's a description. It says, Dom Raso spent 12 years as a U.S. Navy SEAL. Now he's found a new project in a 17-year-old Reagan Tyler. With Dom as her guide, follow Reagan on her journey toward personal protection, self-discovery, and leaving a legacy that will last forever. So is this a new part of NRA FreeStyle?
Yeah, it is a new project. It's a way to, again, go down a different direction with the NRA's, new view of things. They're like, what can we do that people are going to resonate with, that people are going to understand? And it's like anything else. You've got to take something and create communication that people can listen to. We talk about the new direction that the NRA is taking, And we all know they need to do it, right? They have to evolve. They have to stay current. And I think with these platforms, they're doing that. They're engaging the people that want to be involved, that just don't know how to get involved. And I think something like I Am Forever talks about different aspects of, being a mother, being a sister, being a family member in general, and just kind of talking to the average everyday American to say, hey, you need to be thinking about this stuff.
Totally. Very cool. I'm really looking forward to seeing that. And so, Dom, what is your, favorite part of, this new media direction that the NRA is taking?
Honestly, my favorite thing is making a difference, making an impact, making a positive impact for the future of our country, and doing it in a way that brings my experience to the table and opens up a lot of eyes. I can't tell you how many messages I get every day on Facebook, and man, I wish I could keep up with them. I mean, I really do. It's not realistic, but I try. But I get positive messages about kids doing projects in school, sharing the information with their parents sharing the information with their kids, the other way around. Really changing the view of what people thought. Like, people email me and say, hey, I never would have thought about what you had said, and it changed my perspective, and now I'm thinking about this. So that is the goal. That's the best. That's the most satisfying part about it for me, is that I want to shape where we're going as a country. I'm so passionate about it. I've been fighting for our country for a long time. Love every bit of it. I've had brothers that I've lost that gave their lives for every bit of where we're going as a country, and it means everything to me. So if I can make an impact, that's a win for me.
All right, we have limited time, Dom, so let me shift gears. And you also have this company or a website called Dynamis Alliance. What can you tell me about this?
Dynamis Alliance is the company that I founded when I got out, and with all the passion that I have of taking my experience and making a difference, that's exactly what I'm doing with Dynamis Alliance. I'm used to being around a brotherhood. I'm used to being in a place where I can constantly refine myself, refine my skill set, my mindset, and continue to help people around me evolve. And that's what I'm doing with Dynamis. Dynamis Alliance is a company that not only does consulting, we do gear development. We're training a lot of families in-home, at their house, unlike anything anybody's ever seen before. We're doing a complete assessment of their lifestyle and kind of going in from a skill set of, I've been attacking targets for my whole career. I've been going after, how do I get through a perimeter? So now, looking at it from a standpoint of trying to protect that, I know how to get through. So reverse engineering that and giving it to somebody for their lifestyle or their home is really easy for me. So I can add little things to people's lives and that help them become more safe, more aware, more capable as a family, and that feels good to me. Again, that goes back to making an impact. I think, my motto at Dynamis Alliance is, what can I do to make you better, more efficient, and more capable in the shortest amount of time? What tools are those? A lot of people have curriculums that last for weeks, maybe months. But there's little things that I've been able to take out of my career that have consistencies and common threads throughout all my training that go along with what your goals are. So if your goal is to be safer or learn self-defense or become better with your hands, what tools can I teach you in the shortest amount of time that you're going to increase your capability? Instead of saying, you got to grab the wrist and do 20 different moves, and you got to learn that through a 6-month period, and you walk away like, yeah, okay, I've got this one move, but what do I teach you about attitude? What do I teach you about mindset? I mean, that's really where we're dumping a lot of our energy into. We're constantly evolving. Dynamis Alliance is not going to sit still. We are not going to have one mission statement. Our mission statement is always improving, always evolving. But if we sum it up, it's training services for the modern-day family, the modern-day warrior. We have an athletic section. We're getting ready to launch a place where people can subscribe. They can go in, find tips of the day. They can get workout advice. I mean, we're really, really attacking a lot of different angles, and we're excited about it. So it's good.
Well, again, I apologize. We're running up on your time limit here, Dom. So what else would you like to share, and where can listeners connect with you online?
If they go to my website, dynamisalliance.com, we have a button up at the top. You can subscribe to it. I send specific information to my subscribers specific to them. And we're almost at 1,000 subscribers right now, which for me is a huge win. I mean, that's 1,000 people that want to get emails, that want to know what's going on, and we're only going to build on that number. You know, we've got a pretty good platform out on social media, but I would say go there, subscribe if you want to keep up with what we're doing. We've got some great gear coming out. I just did a fighting blade with Daniel Winkler. We're getting ready to launch that blade here in the next couple of weeks. It will be up for pre-order, and we're always improving. So keep an eye out for what we're doing, and you'll see some good stuff.
Well, again, thank you so much, Dom. Pleasure talking with you. And I'll put all these links we talked about, everything you're involved with, in the show notes for this episode. And we'll talk to you soon.
Jacob, thanks a lot, man. You guys keep crushing it.
All right, a lot of fun talking with Dom there. A little short interview. Dom's crazy busy. I caught him right between a couple meetings. Big shout out to Dom. Thank you so much for coming on the program. And yeah, I really encourage you to check out the NRA FreeStyle.tv website, the Media Lab show, and all the other shows on there. It's really high quality pro-gun programming. It really is awesome to see the NRA doing stuff like this. Well, let's talk about Duluth Trading Company. They're a sponsor of Gun Guy Radio. That's right, Duluth Trading Company. They make some of the finest workwear, everyday wear out there. And, if you haven't tried them out yet, you can go to gunguyradio.com/Duluth and, check out some long-tail T-shirts. They often run sales where they're buy two and you save, when you buy two or more. They're running a sale right now. They're available in a wide selection of colors, and not just long tail T-shirts, but long tail, polos, long tail crew necks, long tail, everything pretty much. Hindleys, however you say it. But yeah, check it out. We're in a Duluth Trading Company ballroom work pants right now, and Duluth Trading work boots right now. Actually, I don't know which ones I have. I have the, let me see here. I think I have the oiled leather wild boar lace-ups. I think that's what I'm wearing. But they're just awesome. It's really hit or miss for me for buying shoes. Generally, there's just one other brand out there that will work for me because I've got some bad arches. But these have been working very well. I've had them, maybe 5 months now, something like that. And they have proven the test of time. So yeah, check out the awesome stuff over at Duluth Trading, and just click through their banner on Gun Guy Radio, or go to gunguyradio.com/Duluth. Well, I wanted to talk a little bit more about Patreon. We launched our Patreon campaign last week, and Patreon is how you can support or contribute to the show. You can pledge 50 cents, $1, whatever amount you want per episode, and it helps these interviews, these programs to keep coming out on a weekly basis. And for example, on Gun Guy Radio here, you can pledge $1 or more per episode, and we give you a little something back in return. You get Gun Guy Radio and Firearm Radio Network stickers. You get one of each, which will be going out here, I think sometime late next month. I want to make sure I give everyone a chance to sign up before we get that order in. But get those sent out, and they're going to be big stickers too. They're going to be we have some. I think they're like 4x4 or something, or they're fairly good size. I had real tiny Firearms Radio Network stickers printed a while back, which are like 2x2, and they're just too small, I realized. So we're going to go with a bigger, like 4x4 size, indoor, outdoor, high quality sticker. And the 2x2s, you may get some of those whenever, if you get a mail-in from me, I generally throw those in too, just as a freebie. But yeah, so that's, any amount you pledge, you get the stickers, but then if you pledge $15 or more, you get the battle box full of swag. Every 3 months or so, we'll be sending those out. You get your first box after pledging for 3 months, and then every 3 months or so after that, you get another battle box with another set of goodies. So right now we're working with different companies to get really cool stuff in these battle boxes. Really awesome swag, and not just swag, but maybe even AR-15 magazines and maybe stuff like that. I don't know. I don't want to give too much away, but pretty cool stuff. And then so that's a sharpshooter level, and then the masterclass level, 25 per episode. You get a battle crate every 3 months. That's right, a battle crate. So just imagine, battle box times, I don't know, infinity. Not really, but it's going to be cool. So, big thank you to the 9 patrons who have already pledged your support. Big thank you. I'm totally blown away. And we're have some milestones we're trying to reach as well, and I may add some milestones in here. I just did a real soft launch for this Patreon program because I'm just really tied up. My time's really tied up, especially since I launched my new Amazon business, which is actually going very well. But for example, we have a milestone goal when we hit $500 per episode. We'll convert to 100% listener-supported model. We'll let the commercial advertisement agreements run out, and we'll be 100% listener-supported on Gun Guy Radio after that point, which I think is very cool to be completely supported by. Which we pretty much are now, but be completely supported by you. So again, big thank you to everyone that's become a Patreon or patron or whatever you call it. Just go to patreon.com/gun. How do you like that URL? Patreon.com/gun or gunguyradio.com/pledge. And This Week in Guns as well. We're also launched a program over there. So that's, I think that's patreon.com/week, I think. I tried to get news. I thought patreon.com/news would be cool, but apparently it's a reserved domain and our site didn't work last week. So patreon.com/week for This Week in Guns, or patreon.com/gun for Gun Guy Radio. And I think I think We Like Shooting is patreon.com/we like shooting, I think. All right, so Ryan Crosshunter Design also sponsors this episode because he creates all the awesome artwork for the Firearms Radio Network. You can check out Ryan at hunterofdesign.com. That's right, hunterofdesign.com if you need any graphics, artwork, website design, or anything like that. And please leave your feedback about this episode. I know it was a little shorter, but leave it at the bottom of the show notes, gunguyradio.com/130. And also, please subscribe or leave a review on iTunes or Stitcher Radio. And join the NRA and the Second Amendment Foundation. I'm a member of them both, and they do things collectively that we just can't do on our own. Second Amendment Foundation has gotten many recent wins over the last couple of years in different court cases and battles, and doing a lot of good on the Second Amendment front. So don't forget to shop around always using our affiliate link, or shop Amazon as well. Just click the affiliate banners on gunguyradio.com before shopping. And that also is a way to support the program, and it really helps out. And don't forget to check out all the other awesome shows on the Firearms Radio Network. Subscribe to them all via the master feed at firearmsradio.tv/iTunes. We'll see you next week.
This has been a production of the Firearms Radio Network. You can find more information at firearmsradio.tv. Do you have a truck problem or maybe a Jeep problem? Is driving through the mud or climbing on top of rocks all you think about? Well, do we have the antidote for you? The Off-Road Podcast, brought to you by the Firearms Radio Network, is your source for all things off-road. Whether you're swapping axles or just mounting a winch, check out the Off-Road Podcast at offroadpodcast.com.